Hello everyone, this is Soni Tikoo. I am from BBA department, IIMT College of Management. Today, I am going to give you a virtual lecture on performance appraisal in human resource management. So, here it goes. Okay, so performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is an objective assessment of an individual's performance against well-defined benchmarks. So benchmarks here means goals or predetermined objectives. So if I say in simple words, performance appraisal is to check the performance of the employees in any organization. So let's start with the purpose. Purpose means why performance appraisal is conducted. What is the need of performance appraisal in organizations? What is the idea behind it? What benefit organization is going to get through performance appraisal process? So that all comes under purpose. So let's start with the first point. So first point is to effect promotions based on competence. That means we can promote the employees on the basis of the data which we have acquired from performance appraisal. Second, to confirm the services of probationary employees. Probationary employees here means employees who are not permanent or are not at the payroll of the company. So, performance appraisal data can help us to make decision on that. Third is to assess the training and development needs. Since we have conducted the performance appraisal program, we will have a clear idea which employees needs to be given training, how and when. Fourth is to decide upon a pay raise. Performance appraisal data helps to decide upon a pay raise where regular pay scales are not being fixed. And next is to let the employees know where they stand. Performance appraisal data helps to assist employees with constructive criticism and guidance for the purpose of their development. Sixth is to improve communication. So performance appraisal provides a format for dialogue between the superior and the subordinates and improves understanding of personal goals and concerns. Seventh is to determine whether HR programs are effective or not. That means HR programs such as selection, training, transfers, etc. have been effective or not. So that was the reasons why performance appraisals are being conducted in any organization. So let's start with the process. Process means how that whole program is carried out in any organization. Okay. The first step in this process is establish performance standards. That means to set objectives or goals of performance appraisal. Why we are conducting performance appraisal? For example, is that performance appraisal done for promotions? Is it done for training? Is it done for pay raise? Etc. So these questions need to be answered. That what is the purpose? What is the objective behind conducting this process? Second is communicate performance standards. That means to communicate job expectations to the employees. This includes informing the employees what is expected of them on the job. So individuals should not be expected to begin the job until we inform them what is expected from them, until they understand what is expected from them. Next is measure employee performance. So many decisions needs to be taken that how to measure the performance, which method needs to be used to check the performance, when to check the performance, and who will be the rater. Rater here means who will rate the performance of the employees. Next is compare performance with set standards. In this step, what is being done is the actual performance of the employee is compared with the standards which were already set in the beginning. In the beginning means when performance appraisal standards were formulated. So next is discuss appraisals with employees. In this stage, the results needs to be discussed with the employees, that what was expected and what actually they have done. So where are the deviations? Where are the loopholes? So these all things are discussed. Next is implement appraisal and review. So in this step, performance appraisal result is implemented. For example, if it was done for promotions, the promotions will be given accordingly. If the performance appraisal was done for training and development purpose, the right kind of training will be provided to the employees at the right time in order to develop them for company goals, for the organization goals, as well as the individual goals. So this was all about the process of performance appraisal. So let's move towards the methods. Methods here means how to conduct the performance appraisal, how to gather the performance appraisal data, how to gather the data related to the performance. So here you can see in the picture that we have two methods, two type of methods. First is traditional methods and the other one is modern methods of collecting the data. So let's start with the traditional methods first. So first method under traditional methods is ranking method. According to ranking method, each employee is compared with all others performing the same job. For example, if A is superior to B, B is superior to C, and so on. It is the oldest method of rating employees. Next is confidential reports. In this method, superiors are asked to prepare confidential reports on the subordinates assigned to them. Various aspects such as achievements, weaknesses, major mistakes, merits, good work done, etc. are recorded in such reports. Next is grading method. In the grading method, a number of grades or classes are given, first established and carefully defined. The qualities may be like job knowledge, judgment, leadership, cooperative attitude, etc. The grades may be like A for outstanding, B for very good, C for good, and you can give, D for fair, E for very poor. So these all grades are being given according to the performance of the employees. Next is checklist method. In the checklist method, a list consisting of a number of statements about the qualities of employees and his behavior is prepared. The questions may be noted as below. Does the employee work best under tension? Does he keep ahead of schedule? Does he make mistakes frequently? Does he follow the instructions of his superior? Okay. Next is graphic rating scale method. Graphic rating scale method is one of the widely used method of performance appraisal. Here, what is being done is 4 to 12 factors are selected depending upon the category to which the employee belongs. In this picture, you can see the factors like attendance, like behavior towards the subordinates, sincerity, dependability. So there are many other factor dimensions also like initiative, integrity, sincerity, attendance, quality of output, quantity of output. So all these dimensions are, measured and you can give the rating accordingly. As shown in the figure, you can see employees are rated according to their performance level. Some are given fairly good, some are given good, and some excellent. Okay. So next is the forced choice rating method. This method aims to reducing the possibility of bias and prejudice in rating. It requires the rater to choose between a number of descriptive statements of apparently equal value. That means he has to select one out of 4 or 5 statements, which is most applicable and which is least applicable characteristic of that employee. Since the rater has to pick statements from the given options, here he will be that the data collection will be objective and it will be fair, and it is away from any partiality. Next method we have is the essay appraisal method. In this method, the rater is required to give opinion about his subordinates by writing a small paragraph with regards his, in which he can mention his strengths, weaknesses, potentials, and so on. Next is human resource accounting method, and these we have under this method we have under modern methods. So what is the first method under modern methods? Human resource accounting method. Human resource accounting method is the most invaluable asset of an organization. Cost of human resources consists of expenditure on recruitment, selection, training, remuneration, human resource planning, etc. Contribution of human resources is the money value of labor productivity. The difference between cost and contribution here represents the performance of employees. Next is MBOs. MBOs means management by objectives. In this method, the subordinate employees are required to set their own standards of performance along with their superiors. Thereafter what they do, their actual performance of the subordinates is evaluated against each such standards. This is how appraisal is not imposed on the employees but is introduced with their cooperation and participation. So why we say that performance data is not imposed? Because they have themselves participated in making the decisions regarding the objectives. They have themselves set the standards for them. Okay, next is assessment centers. It is a system where assessment of several individuals is being done by various experts using various techniques such as role-playing, case study, etc. Employees participate in job-related exercises evaluated by trained observers. Next is behaviorally anchored rating scales. So it's also called as bars method. So bars are rating scales whose scale points are determined by statements of effective and ineffective behaviors. They are called as behaviorally anchored scales because scales represent a range of descriptive statements of behavior varying from the least to the most effective. A rater must indicate which behavior on each scale best describes the performance of an employee. So next is 360-degree appraisal. This is the widely used appraisal method nowadays. It can be defined as a systematic collection of data and feedback of performance on an individual or group derived from number of stakeholders. Number of stakeholders here means the data is collected as seen in the picture. You can also see in this picture. The data is collected from number of stakeholders. Top management, you can take the data from immediate superior. Data is being collected from the peer group, from customers, from subordinates. So that's why it's called as 360, because data is not collected only from data is not collected from one employee. It's collected from many stakeholders. So 360-degree is the modern method being used because it has many merits. Because you have multiple raters, systematic data collection. So potentiality of self-development why? Because since 360-degree provides broader perspective about an employee's performance. It doesn't provide narrow perspective. It provides a broader perspective. So at the end, I will sum up performance appraisal as an important aspect of human resource management since it aids in suitable placement, assistance in self-improvement, effective training programs, and cordial employee-employer relationships. So that's all about performance appraisal. Have a nice day. Thank you.